Chukfi Rabbit's Big Bad Bellyache, a Trickster Tale. Story by Greg Rogers, illustrated by Leslie Stahl Widener. Do you have this book? If you do, go get it so we can read it together.
Story time with Kaluhya.
Chukfi Rabbit's Big Bad Bellyache, a Trickster Tale. Down here in Choctaw country, most folks tell you that Chukfi Rabbit is lazy. And then they'll say, and watch your food when Chukfi Rabbit is around. Blink once and it'll be all gone. Like that one time, long ago. Miss Shakuta Possum needed a new house. Several of her friends agreed on an everybody worked together day to build her one. All except Chukfi Rabbit, that is. Chukfi, would you like to help build me a house? Asked Miss Possum. Chula Fox, Nita Bear, Looksy Turtle, and Kinta Beaver will all be there. Oh, I'm so sorry, said Chukfi Rabbit. I'm much too busy on that day. But I didn't even say which day. Oh, which day? Asked Chukfi. Tomorrow. Yep. Much too busy tomorrow. So sorry. Oh, that's too bad, said Miss Shugata. I'm making dinner with fresh homemade butter for everyone who helps. Oh, wait, said Chukfi. I just remembered. It's the next day that I'm too busy. Tomorrow I can most certainly be there. Well, that's just how Chukfi Rabbit is. Early the next morning, everyone showed up at Miss Possum's place. She had made cornbread, biscuits, grape dumplings, chanchi labona, which is a Choctaw kind of corn stew, and, best of all, lots and lots of homemade butter. It was creamy and delicious and hard to make, a real treat. But all that food would have to wait for dinner, after the work was done. When the working started, Kitna did the sawing. Chula did the digging for the corner posts. Miss Shakuta did the sweeping, while Nita Bear and Looksy Turtle did the hammering. Since they didn't really have hammers back in those days, Looksy kindly agreed to be the hammer. And Rabbit? Well, as usual, Chukfi had disappeared. Chula Fox called out, Chukfi, where are you? From behind a pile of rocks, Rabbit answered, Over here. Why aren't you working? Asked Chula. I'm sick, said Chukfi. I have a fever, but I think it will pass soon enough, and then I'll be ready to work. But this wasn't true at all. Rabbit wasn't sick, he was just hiding. When no one was watching, Chukfi snuck down to the cold water spring where the food was kept and took the tub of homemade butter. He carried it back to his hiding spot behind the rocks. Chukfi could hear the sawing and the hammering. He heard Miss Possum sweeping and Chula Fox's digging. This working and building could take all day, he said to himself. Chukfi took the lid off the tub of butter. It was full. He didn't want to wait for supper. He wanted to taste it right now. So he licked the top of the thick, creamy spread. Once again, Chula called out, Is your fever gone yet? Rabbit ran his tongue along his buttery lips. Just starting, he said. This was sort of the truth. Not about his fever, but he had just started eating the butter. It was so good. Just one more taste, he told himself. They'll never even notice. Then another and another. He slid his paw deep into the butter and ate whole pawfuls at a time. After a while, Chula Fox called out again, "How about now? Has your fever run its course?" Chukfi looked at the tub of butter. "About halfway," he answered. The sun moved across the sky overhead. By the middle of the afternoon, Rabbit had still not started working. "How's your fever now?" hollered Chula. "Almost gone," said Chukfi. "Yep, that's right. The tub was nearly empty." He scraped the last bit of butter from the bowl and slipped it into his mouth. He lay back against the rocks, his belly full. When he could move again, he snuck down to the spring and returned the empty tub. As the sun started down for the end of the day, Rabbit appeared from behind the rocks. "Okay," he said, "I'm ready to work." But it was too late. Miss Chukata Possum's new house was finished. "Oh, I'm so sad," said Chukfi. "I missed all the work." "That's okay," says Miss Chukata. "At least you're feeling better. Now let's eat." Miss Possum spread out the food. When she opened the lid to the big tub of butter, she gasped. "Someone ate it all," she said, showing everyone the empty tub. "It wasn't me," said Chukfi. "I was sick all day." They all nodded. "That's true," said Nita Bear. "But who?" "It could have been any of you," said Chula Fox. "All of us went down to the water to get a drink. Any one of you could have eaten the butter." "Not me," said Nita Bear, Luxie Turtle, and Kinta Beaver at the same time. "Well," said Miss Shunkata, "let's just eat all this other food, and I'll make some more butter another time." And they did eat, that is. They munched the cornbread biscuits. They slurped the tanchi labona. And then they smacked on the grape dumplings. Chukfi didn't want the others to know that he was already full. So even though his belly was great big stuffed, he ate everything Miss Chukata gave him. After the meal, they all lay down for a nap. While the others slept, Chukfi saw a little bit of butter still on the fur of his paw. He rubbed it gently on Nita Bear's big nose. Then he licked his paws clean and lay down too. When the others woke, Chukfi said, "Why don't we check everybody's nose? Whoever ate the butter might still have some left there." One by one, Chula Fox examined their noses. "Kinta, your nose is clean. Luxie, yours is kind of dirty, though certainly not buttery. But Nita Bear, your nose looks awfully shiny and greasy." Nita licked her nose. "It does taste like butter, but I didn't eat it." Poor Nita. Nobody believed her, and they were mad. They pointed their fingers, paws, and claws at her. "You ate the butter," they shouted. Chukfi had such a hard time not laughing. To him, this was so funny. Then his telltale belly began to shake and tremble. His tummy rumbled, and before he could even get his paw up to cover his mouth, which is, of course, always good manners, he let out a great big burp. "Oh," he said quickly, "excuse me." But it was too late. The others had already smelled Chufki's big, bad butter breath. "It was you," they all shouted. "Not Nita. You ate all the butter." "Let's get 'em," growled Nita Bear. Chukfi tried to hop away, but his belly was too full. He was too heavy. He tripped over his own floppy feet and rolled down the hill all the way to the river. Splash! But because butter is lighter than water, Chukfi floated downstream and away from the others. Chukfi escaped this time, and maybe, just maybe, he learned a lesson. Then again, probably not. But for the next 4 weeks, Chukfi Rabbit did have one really, really big, bad bellyache. So it was that on this particular everybody worked together day, nobody but Chukfi Rabbit got any butter. Well, maybe need to bear if you count that one little lick on her nose. But Miss Shukata did get a nice new house, and everybody did feel real happy about that, as helping others is always more joyful than even the best butter ever. Daneto. That story had indigenous language. I don't speak that language, but I tried my best. You know, our ancestors used to speak many languages. You could learn a new one too. Yawanko, thank you for listening. Onogiwa. If you enjoyed this video, push the like button and don't forget to subscribe.